Hello, blessed souls. Welcome back to my channel. This is your girl, Blessed Butterfly Tarot, here with a general July 2025 pick. It's not a pick a card. Well, it's a general reading. But today we're just going to go ahead and break down the general energies for the month. Let me know in the comments how your June month was. Did you receive any messages about anything that helped to push things along? Because I know, like for me, it was kind of a little bit of a roller coaster. June is still not over. However, like I've started a new job and things have been kind of like all over the place. But I really want to hear what happened with you guys June. And moving forward, we can do that like that. Just kind of like with the next month, tell me what your previous month was like. I just really want to keep posted on you guys and see what part of the reading resonated for you and what part really didn't touch base too much. That helps to let me know where I'm going as a reader for the general collective and the direction that we can kind of head into. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and get started. As per usual, we're going to go ahead and get started with the Astro Dice. Let's see the overall. What? Shut up. This is so crazy. So for July, we have Moon and Cancer in the fourth house, which is so crazy because they're all super related. They're all super related. The Moon rules Cancer, and then Cancer rules the fourth house. So holy smokes, coincidence. Okay, because wow. I obviously you guys saw me roll the dice. Like there's no way I could have made this up. And that's part of what I like about spirituality. I have to say, because these things happen, these coincidences, right? Like these synchronicities, they just happen and you just have to go with it. So July for me, what I'm seeing is that you are a little bit in your feelings. Actually, as a matter of fact, July is going to be a big part of July is Cancer season. So that makes sense. So I see you guys kind of like staying at home, maybe even turning down invitations to go out, to stay at home. Maybe you're having more of a preference to spend time with family, with loved ones, and kind of keeping your circle a little bit small, a little bit tight. Um, some of your more superficial friends or like partying friends, they might wonder where you are. But I see that you're kind of keeping it like kind of tight here. You're keeping your circle small. You're only staying with like close friends, close family, maybe even alone for some of you, but it doesn't feel lonely. It feels like, you're kind of like finding comfort with yourself, and it doesn't even have to be necessarily home, because I'm kind of feeling like home is where the heart is a little bit, you know what I mean? So like going on coffee dates with only, your significant other or your mother. Yeah, so there is a lot of motherly energy here as well. So you could be healing like a mother wound is something that is also coming up, or maybe you yourself are a mother, and you're probably spending some time with your children, really kind of nurturing them and creating, I'm feeling like a lot of like good memories with them as well. Maybe even like beautifying your home. I guess I'm kind of like seeing that, but I feel like you're not even like really beautifying it so much so as like romanticizing how it is already. So I'm just kind of like imagining like plants, here and there all over the house. I'm seeing you under the blanket, sipping on like a mug of hot tea or hot cocoa, watching some favorite movies, some favorite shows, things like that. Maybe by yourself or with people who you find super close. So nothing superficial here, all deep, people who you can have deep conversations with. So yeah, let's go ahead and I love it. This is totally my vibe. My moon is actually in Cancer. Oh God, we already have some cards coming out. Jesus. These two came out together. Let's see what we have here. Oh my God, Death and the Tower. Jesus, that's not like so not what I was expecting. Then we have the Muse of Materials, which is the King of Pentacles. So maybe something happened where, you guys kind of went through something, or maybe you're kind of going through a dark night of the soul, and maybe you're just kind of like, breaking down that foundation of which, this kind of came up a little bit in our previous month's reading. Let me bring out some more cards before we really get into it. Three of Wands. I feel like the Three of Wands is a little bit misplaced, if I'm being honest. It was facing up in the deck, so I don't even know if it really flipped per se. But it was there, so I just took it out, We'll look into the whole reading. One more and then the bottom of the deck, because I'm already getting messages here and I don't want to jump ahead of myself. Okay, so that was, let's see, what was that? Oh my goodness, Ace of Wands. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Cups. Oh, wow. The Queen of Materials wanted to come out too. So yeah, so you guys could be spending time with a significant partner, or maybe somebody who you just really see as like an equal to you. Should we leave the Queen of Pentacles out? Yeah, sure. Why not? Okay. So yeah, so we have Death, the Tower, the King of Pentacles, Three of Wands. And this deck is the Three of Inspiration, the Ace of Inspiration, which is the Ace of Wands, Queen of Materials, and then the Nine. Well, the Queen of Materials is the Queen of Pentacles, and then the Nine of Emotions is the Nine of Cups. So yeah, so I'm seeing that maybe you guys might be, kind of going through like some inner work, some inner transformation. You might even be doing like some shadow work. I did kind of say earlier, you guys could be healing a type of mother wound within yourself, or just healing your feminine energy is another thing that I meant to say earlier, but I guess it kind of slipped my mind a little bit. So yeah, so I do see that you might be healing. Again, I'm surprised I don't see the Hermit card here. What is this card? Oh, the Wheel of Fortune. But yeah, I feel like you guys are just kind of like taking comfort within yourself. You guys might have sought validation, honestly, from the outside world before, but I see that you guys are kind of like undoing that type of mentality here with the Tower. And you guys might be focusing on your bag, if I'm being honest, with the King and the Queen of Materials coming out. You guys might be looking on making some type of investment, or maybe even looking into like selling your house. Those of you who are selling your house, I see that you guys could be getting like a type of payout from that, or maybe you're looking to kind of like make a down payment on a house that you're interested in. And I see here that like the loan approval looks like it's getting approved. Like it's going through. So yeah, because the Three of Wands, I don't know, the Three of Wands sometimes to me comes off as like reading the fine print and making sure that everything is like where it's supposed to be. This is just something that I just kind of like see with the Two of Wands and the Three of Wands. Yeah, and so like maybe you guys were looking to manifest, or looking into manifesting a type of house, um, or looking to manifest selling your house. And I see that that is going to happen. You are getting your wish fulfillment. And then another aspect of this spread that I'm seeing is that you guys are spending that time alone and really taking that time to dig deep and maybe even like some meditation here, the way like the lady in the, well, it looks like a lady. I mean, most of the figures in this deck are women or women presenting people. So in the Nine of Cups, she has her legs. Let me bring it up to the camera so you can see. She has her legs crossed, and it looks like, you know, she has her hands in that pose, you know, for meditation. I don't know what it's called exactly. If you guys know the name of the pose, then you can put it down there in the comments. But yeah, so she has her self in meditation, and where was I going with that? So yeah, so she is meditating on her desires and her wants and needs, and it looks like you guys are kind of like getting more or less what you want. And in a weird way, you know, I feel like you're kind of like going against that grind mentality here, which is hard to do, you know, because that mentality is a very masculine energy, right? So by healing your feminine energy and, you know, looking probably more towards like the more spiritual aspects of manifesting, you're doing less and gaining more. And that's kind of what I'm seeing here. That's what I'm seeing here. So like you guys are you know, finding a way to manifest through rest and through really tapping into your feminine energy, which is great. I love to see it. I'm a little bit jealous because that's definitely something that I would like to do. Sometimes I love to do readings because these readings, like, they speak to me as well as an individual. If you know what I'm saying, my fellow readers out there, I know you know what I mean. Like sometimes the reading is like, dang, this is a message for me, like, hold up. So I would love to, like, you know, learn some tricks if you guys have any tips or pointers for that, because I'm definitely on grind mode. I'm not even gonna lie, you know. So yeah, I mean, I love to see it. Let me see if there's anything else that I'm thinking of. Um, a totally random message that just came up is that you guys could kind of be going through like some crazy weather for the month of July. If you guys are um in Florida or anywhere in the southeast region of the United States, it is hurricane season down here. And that makes sense because I'm seeing like a lot of things with like wind and lightning and water. Okay. And then like the trees and the plants and everything is kind of making me think of like the view that you have, you know, in a storm. So it might not be hurricanes specifically where you are, but I'm seeing kind of like something going on with like the weather. It's crazy because what's happening is that like without the rain, it's like super dry, you know, and then you guys like ask for water and then you get more than you bargained for. So that's kind of like something else that I'm seeing here. Um, Somebody with earth placements could be very significant to you. I'm seeing also Scorpio and Aries energy here. Scorpio heavy, actually, because the death card came out first, and the tower is ruled by Mars, which is a co-ruler of Scorpio. So I'm Scorpio myself. Hello. So yeah, so I'm seeing that. So somebody with Scorpio, Aries, or Earth energy could be very important here. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab some tea leaf oracle cards and see what additional messages we have here for you for the month of July. And I just want you guys to know that my readings are all intended to be timeless. So whenever you guys happen to be catching the video is, you know, is going to pertain to that time frame. Okay, something flipped and went back. Okay, one more shuffle. I like the TV Oracle cards because their messages, I feel like kind of wrap things up pretty nicely. So there we go. Wow, casket. Someone going out of your life or the end of a situation. So yeah, and I have to give this message because the energy is there. Maybe one of you guys could, and this message could be just for one person out there. Take it as it resonates. It's not always going to be for everybody, but maybe somebody, you know, is kind of going to a funeral, or maybe you're attending a funeral. Thus, that energy is there. I have to say it how I see it. Because you have death and casket here, one above the next. You know, I know we would all like these readings to be like lollipops and gumdrops, but that's not reality. And so, yeah, so this could shake, you know, your foundation. It could kind of rock your world, I'm not gonna lie. And like, I don't know the last time you've been to a funeral, but it can be kind of tough to deal with. And so if you did lose someone, or if you are losing somebody in this upcoming month, you know, I really send my apologies. I really send my condolences, as well as healing energies your way. Okay. So the next one is shark. Take care or there will be a loss of material wealth. So I honestly don't see that happening too bad here in July, because you have the Queen and King of Pentacles. So I do feel like your finances are protected. If anything, I mean, I did see a little bit of like witchy energy here with the Nine of Cups in that meditation pose. So you can, you know, really meditate and pray for protection over your finances and your financial health as well, okay? So pig, beware of greed. Oh my God. Let me say, let's look at all of the tea leaves, because I'm seeing a story here. And it's crazy that because the tea leaf oracle cards is a pretty balanced deck. It's about 200 plus cards, and it's pretty balanced as far as like negative and positive, but this is a lot of like negative. So I feel like you guys are kind of like experiencing something deep and profound here. Maybe trying to like shelter yourself from negativity, from external circumstances. I said I was gonna finish with the tea leaves. So let's finish. But let me say, I have to say it, because what I am seeing here, and I'm going to be honest, is an issue with probably, oh my God, what is it called? When someone passes away and they have like a will and that they inheritance. So there seems to be some type of inheritance that might be coming your way. And I'm sorry, this is what's coming in the reading. Okay, so somebody could be passing away and it looks like there might be some disputes over money, and like that's really what I'm seeing. Okay, so that message is there. Beware of greed. Take care or there will be loss of material wealth. Someone is going out of your life or the end of a situation. Here we have Caterpillar. Things will not always be this way. A change is coming. So it looks like there is a change for the better. Wow, you guys, this reading is a lot heavier. I'm not gonna lie. This reading is a lot heavier than I really intended it to be. But that message is there, and I'm going to be that medium to translate, to give these messages out. Lightning. Here's that lightning imagery again. Control your anger or you will be sorry. Goldfish. Increase immaterial wealth or spiritual growth. This is what I was saying before, because I really feel like, your material goods seem to be pretty protected. Okay? I really don't think you have anything to worry about. And I am, if you guys can tell, I wouldn't say that if I really didn't think so. Okay? Um Flag. Ooh, do not be tempted to lower your standards. Absolutely. Yeah, because the king and the queen of material, the king and queen of pentacles, like, they are all about like the best of the best. Honestly, I'm surprised like the empress didn't come out, because I was getting a lot of maternal energy also, like at the beginning. Let's see where to put this. I'll put that here. And rat. Wow, someone working against you behind your back. Can I just say, like, wow, I'm really sorry if this message is coming off like a lot more negative than I intended it to be. However, this is like the power and the beauty of these types of readings, is because you get that heads up to know what to expect. So I am really sorry if this is like stirring some type of like anxiety within you. I really don't want that. However, you do have kind of like the tools to prepare. All right. So start kind of getting paperwork in place. Start, securing your financial bank statements, or start keeping evidence of certain things. Change your password for your bank or for your credit card account. You know, call your bank and see, if they have any other ways of kind of like verifying it's you before making large transactions. There are things that you can do to kind of put in place to protect yourself. Okay, so like, yeah, that's crazy, because like, I'm telling you, like, the tea leaf oracle is pretty balanced. There's a balance of good and bad, but this was kind of like heavy. And so, what I am seeing overall is that you guys might kind of be having like some family concerns, if I'm being honest. So, like, there could be a possible passing away of somebody in the family. They could or are probably not that close to you. It really depends on who is listening. And it sounds like there might be some disputes over money. And what I am seeing is that unfortunately people can get nasty about money. That is one of the number one disputes amongst, friends, families, relationships, marriages, so just protect yourself. Okay, so wow, I'm not gonna lie, this was like kind of tough. I don't want to just like leave it here. Shoot, like I was planning on just kind of like leaving it here, but I'm like, yo, like there needs to be a pick me up here. Let me see what we we need a little pick me up here. I like, yes, I had certain things planned, but sheesh. I can't leave y'all like that. Like, let me just see if I can, um, let me see if I can, like, bring some love into this. Sheesh. What can I bring it to the reading, because this is insane. Like, in terms of like the negativity here, I really don't want to like stir anxiety within you guys, but like I want to like leave you with like some loving healing messages. Okay, so and let's see on the bottom of the deck. Okay, so here we have activated earth, power places, ley lines, trust where you're led. Okay, so you guys are going to be inspired to really trust your intuition. You might get like certain ideas from being, kind of like on your own, or maybe you guys have like a motherly figure or like maybe another feminine energy in your life with like earth placements that you can kind of like talk to that would be able to give you like some wisdom on the situation. Here, karmic relationships, Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. Well, we see that. Yeah, those tea leaf oracle cards really showed that there's going to be some conflict here that's coming up in the month of July. So, stand your ground. I'm really seeing that it's going to be important that you stand your ground. I feel like you can communicate to people in a way where, like, you stand firm without, really losing your shit too much. Okay. So, I'm really seeing that. So, just be assertive would be like my personal advice. And it seems to be like the advice that the cards are kind of giving you too. Um, Star family, you're part of a team of souls. Call and support. Yes. So call on your spirit guides and everything like that, like for guidance, for even like some healing, okay? Like turn to spirit for guidance, turn to God, whatever your religious preferences are. Like, I'm going to say God because I know spirit as God, okay? And so you might know spirit as like Allah or something else, but turn to God for comfort, for healing. I saw this quote that said, when you really have like some deep personal issues, it's best to turn to God because God is not, he's going to listen without judgment, okay? And on the bottom of the deck, we have portal. Doors are opening. You decide. Rewards, wild card. Okay, so it seems like you guys are kind of stepping into like a point in your life that is really transformational. There's kind of a lot going on, and um, looks like it's really kind of like changing you from within. And something that kind of just came to me where like it might even start affecting your physical appearance in a weird way. I'm getting that with this queen of material, she's really like looking straight at me. And she's, I don't know, I feel like she's really pretty. The woman on the front here. And so you might even be, strangely enough, going through a type of transformation that is like oddly beautifying you in some way. Um, yeah, that's a very random message there, but it's there. Okay, so yeah, you guys are getting your rewards. You're kind of like going through the fire and going through a lot of pressure to become diamonds, is what I'm seeing here. And I feel like you guys have what it takes. Like, literally, none of the cards from the tarot came up reverse. So there's no blocked energy. There's literally no blocked energy here. So all systems are go. Like, yes, it's going to be a little bit tough to get through. A little bit, right? Oh my God. Like, talk about a euphemism. I'm clearly like trying to soften the blow, right? But it's going to be tough. There's no better way to put that. It's going to be a tough ride. But you come out very much on top in the end of it, okay? So that's where I'm going to leave your reading. I hope you guys got something from this. Even though it was a little bit of a tough reading to give, I really hope that it was able to bring you some clarity, okay? Thank you so, so much, and I hope to talk to you again soon. Stay blessed. Bye bye.